This is Canada Reads American Style, featuring two friends who love Canada Reads and Canadian literature. Welcome our host Rebecca from Michigan and Tara from Ontario.
Hello and welcome to the first episode of 2026 of Canada Reads American Style.
Woo-hoo!
I'm Tara.
Woo-hoo!
Happy New Year. And here's Rebecca. Hello, Rebecca.
Happy New Year 2026. I can't even believe it. Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And so we are to start off the new year. We're like saying goodbye to last year's reading. And we're going to check in with our reading goals for 2025, update you on how we did, and then we're going to set you up and set up ourselves for a new year of reading by telling you about our 2026 reading goals.
Yes.
I'm excited. I always get excited for a new year of reading, even though it just continues, but it's just like new year.
Exactly. I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many goals did you have last year?
I had 5.
Okay. So we'll have you start because I had 3.
Okay.
And so mine will slot in between yours. So
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So I'll start with first one because I had some really good success, like very successful for a couple of mine, and kind of meh for a couple others.
Same here.
So I'll start with like a meh. And that was the Carol Shields Prize, the 2025 long list. The long list, it's a real long list. It consists of 15 books. I had hoped to get through them. I only got through 5. Well, 5 plus 1 DNF, so 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and now I looked through this list while I was getting my goals ready, prepping for this episode. So I looked through that long list, and I'm still interested in those books. So I'm going to continue working on it in 2026, but it was mediocre success for 2025.
However, didn't you start, let me start over. Didn't the list come out like in April?
Yes, that is true. Like, I think I had it written here somewhere.
Yeah.
It comes out March for the long list, short list in April, and then the winners in May or June. So I still have a few more months actually to get some of those in before the new long list. Yeah, that is true. Thank you.
Okay.
I will say the DNF from that long list was Creation Lake by Rachel Kushner. I'm not sure if anyone out there has read it, but I read a few pages of it and it didn't do it for me at all. But I had a couple of favorites come out of that, and that was Bear by Julia Phillips and Pale Shadows by Dominique Fortier. So both books that I would not have picked up otherwise that I really enjoyed.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's a new prize reading goal that you have. So that's I think you did really good actually.
Well, I did fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but again,
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but even then, if you think about it, it still didn't come out until March. So
yes,
you still have January, February, and partly of March to. So
True.
I'm just saying.
True. Thank you.
So there you go.
Cheerleader.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I'm a hype girl. Absolutely. So let me see, which one am I going to start with? I'll start with the one that I started the year off with in 2025. I was going to read books about mischievous, clever, independent girl characters. That's what I wanted to do. And I only read 5, and I read them kind of in the first part of the year. And then the second part of my reading year was kind of wonky, but I loved the books I read. In fact, I loved Pippi Longstocking so much. I bought the other 2 books in the series. And this is the original series, not the other stuff I think that they did afterwards or whatever. But I loved Pippi so much. She's one of my all-time favorite children's book characters because she's so feisty, and I want to be Pippi in my next life. Yeah. She's so cool. Yeah. So I did 5, and I still have a bunch of books that I bought that I wanted to read. So I'm going to be continuing that. But yeah.
Yeah, very cool. That's not bad, actually. Yeah. That's not bad. My second one was continuing to read Agatha Christie. I was hoping for like a book a month. And I only read 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really got sabotaged in the second half of the year with
Yeah.
my Agatha Christie. Just other books kept popping in and popping up and pushed ma'am, madam,
Yeah.
Miss Agatha, pushed her off to
Yeah.
the side. Yeah,
Yeah. But like you say, that's an ongoing life
it
goal
is.
probably because she wrote so much.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's a long-term one, yeah.
yeah.
So another goal that I had was to complete reading. I have 3 series that I own all the books. So it was The Chronicles of Narnia, which if you've even remotely listened to any podcast this year, you know I was going to read that, and I did read it. I completed it, loved it. I also want to I've read the first 3 books in the Anne of Green Gables series. I have a set of, I think 7? I think I have 7 or something. I'm not sure. I can't remember now. Maybe it's 8. But anyway, so I wanna do that. I wanna finish those, of course, because I love it so much. And then I have the Redwall series, which are, children's fantasies, animal fantasies, and there are 22 in the series. I read 0. So I read all 7 Narnia, 1 Anne of Green Gables, and 1 no, 0 Redwall. So I
Oh,
really need to get moving on that because I do love the Redwall books, but I only read 2 out of the 20. So yeah,
yeah.
got a long way to go.
I'm going
So
to add another book. I'm gonna give you a recommendation. I have not read these books, but
okay.
there is a series of books. I think the author is Juno Black.
Oh yeah,
And have you heard of them?
yeah. What are they? I don't remember. I remember the
They
author's
are
name.
they're like cozy mysteries, but they are set. They're animals. It's like all the characters are little animals that are
Hmm.
dressed in little, and so that's like a little animal that's Shady Hollow. That's it. It's the
Shady
Shady
Hollow.
Hollow series.
Okay.
And I've heard just really great things about it. A small town populated by friendly animal folks from birds to bears. And that's the first one is called Shady Hollow.
I'll
And
check it out
yeah.
because the Redwall ones are all like warrior war fantasies.
Oh,
They're
okay.
always defending the abbey, and they're the warrior mice and all the animals that are fighting on both sides. And it's like it's kind of like the quest novel in a way that
Hmm.
there's always something that they're fighting for, and it's all about courage and bravery and
Okay.
community and blah blah. And so that's one of the things I love about it. It's the world that he has crafted is just Brian Jakes. It's actually pretty amazing. So, but anyway, I'll check that out though. I
Yeah.
kind of like
I'm
the
just
idea
going
of
to, not that our
yeah.
listeners can see it, but here's the cover. Like the
Oh,
covers are beautiful too. They're beautifully illustrated. And it
yeah,
looks like
yeah.
every cover has a different creature that's illustrated. A little moose on
Oh,
this one called Cold Clay. I got to read these myself. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'll look into that definitely because
Yeah.
I need something that's not just because, like I said, that's the thing about Redwall. It's all about war and
Yeah.
fighting and stuff, and I need something happy. That would be good.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome. Okay, my third goal. Oh, this was a successful one for me. Yay. And it was, I think this was my second year working on it, and it was to read the complete backlist of Helen Humphreys, the Canadian Ontario writer, and I have done it. I read 11 books in 2025. Thank you. Thank you. I
Yes, I'm so glad
know.
you finished
I
it.
think which is why Miss Agatha Christie got pushed to the side. That I was just like, I'm like, nope, I got to read Helen Humphreys. I got to read. So I got on a little steamroll and really picked up momentum, especially in the last half of the year, where I
Yep.
just wanted to keep picking up her books because I love them. I wasn't reading them out of like an obligation that I was like, I just got to get these books out of the way. I enjoyed the whole process of reading them. I at
Yeah.
times, especially with her nonfiction, felt like I was sitting down with her, which is a really cool experience when you feel like the author is talking to you.
Yeah.
And boom, boom. And so now, Helen,
Love
I'm
it.
ready for another book, a new book in
Excellent. Excellent.
2026.
Oh, I'm so happy. I was really hoping and pushing in some ways for you to finish this goal because you were so close.
Yeah,
And so you've made me very happy that you did it. So
thank you.
congratulations. Woohoo. That's awesome. Okay, my last goal was to just track my mood reads because
Yeah.
I'm calling them mood reads, but these are the books that, I have all my TBR, my physical TBR. I don't really worry about my TBR that I keep track of, like on Goodreads or Storygraph or whatever, because good God, there's like zillions on
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. But I have my physical TBR. I have all the books that when we get publishers that reach out, or the books that we work with, Holly, River Street Writing, those books that we get plenty of those, and I love those books. But I also love just when I finish a book, or if I'm close to finishing a book and something else sort of just grabs my attention, I just want it immediately. Like I want to just read it right in that moment. Planning things out for me is just a lot harder. I just don't like to do it. So I wanted to count how many books
Yeah.
that I just would grab and read in the moment because it grabbed my attention. And there were 14 books.
That's good.
Yeah. So I thought, yeah. And so these are ones that, like I said, I could be looking at books. Somebody does a review on Instagram that I think, oh, that sounds really interesting. Or I hear somebody talking about it on TV or something. I just kind of grab books. Or if I walk into the library and I see something and I go, huh, that looks interesting. And then I pick it up. So that is 100% the kind of reading I like to do. But I do have, I have a fair number of TBR, physical books and all that. But yeah, anyway, so 14.
That's good. Oh, now I have a question for you. Of those 14 mood reads, what was your success rate like? Were they all successful books for you too?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. 100%. I mean, if I
Good.
picked it up and had no intent, like had no reason to think I was going to read it this year, just something I came across, I read them all actually. There wasn't anything I didn't. Yeah, well, if I pick it up, then I read it.
Yeah.
So, I kind of
Awesome.
go with my instincts on that, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Cuz one of them I was in the library and the staff person who was checking out my books, we started talking and he said, "Oh, there's this really good book." And then he said, "Let me put a hold on for you." So he did, and I loved that book. I really love that book.
Yeah.
So, like I said, yeah, it's kind of yeah. Mhm.
Very cool.
I go with my instincts. There you
Nice.
go.
Well, they worked out for
But
you.
see, that's the thing. Part of it sometimes is that I like the way the cover looks, which we talked about in a previous
Yeah.
podcast. Sometimes a cover will catch my eye, and then I'll just pick up the book and want to read it. And so, yeah, that happens. Yeah.
Okay. So, my fourth goal was to read more short stories in 2025, and I'm going to give myself a big check mark there because I read 16 collections, collections slash anthologies, and the short story is now like just it's a part of my reading. Like it's
Yeah.
just what I do is I have a short story collection going.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorites I will name was God Isn't Here Today by Francine Cunningham. I think that was. I want to make sure I have her last name right. Yeah, God Isn't Here Today by Francine Cunningham, which I read at the beginning of the year, and I love that one. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't kind of remember that
It was
one.
early. It was like January,
Okay.
February that I
Okay.
read it, and the book itself is probably 3 years old. I'd heard her read at Eden Mills a couple of years ago. And then I think maybe 3 years ago, and then 2 years ago, I went to Eden Mills and the book was for sale. I grabbed it and then I finally read it this past year. And now
Okay.
I'm just waiting for her to write something else. So if
Okay.
she's listening, which she isn't, but if she is, no pressure. So yeah, so I'm giving myself a big check mark for that one. And now I love
Okay.
short stories and I'm annoyed that I didn't read them earlier.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah.
you come to things as you're ready for them,
Absolutely. I
right?
agree. Mhm.
Okay, so I think you're finished with your goals, right?
Mhm.
And I have one more, which is like it's an ongoing thing. I'm not even going to add it for 2026 because it's continuing, which is to try and decrease my physical TBR books because I don't have that many, I think, in comparison to what some others may have, like on their shelf, but the actual books that I own that I haven't read. But ideally, I would like maybe 10 nonfiction books and 20 fiction books on my shelf that I haven't read so that I can essentially I pick when I buy a book, I know that within the next month or so, I'm going to be reading that book
Mhm.
rather than it sitting on the shelf for 3 years before I get to it. What I did realize through 2025 is that I get sabotaged by library holds. I get too I love the library, and I love placing holds on new books that I hear about or something. That's kind of my mood reading, is that I may not be able
Yep.
to go purchase that book, but I can certainly put a hold on it at the library. And then that book comes in and it pushes aside something else that might have been on my shelf. So towards the end of the year, I end up having to actually put pauses on all of my library holds, especially I
Yeah.
think for the last at least the last 2 months, all of December, I put holds on pause just so that I could get through a few more of my books. I do have some stats I went through. So books that I read from my TBR was 80, which is like I'm super happy, like 80. That's what I read of that were on my shelf.
So wait a minute. Wait. So what were you saying? Oh, so you were saying you want to have your goal is to have 10 nonfiction,
Yes.
like 30 books. Got it.
Yes.
But you cleared off 80.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay.
Well, except how many did I have I added? That
Right.
number I don't have for you. I did not. I was going to collect. I was
I
going to
want to know that
calculate it.
number.
I truly meant to calculate it, and then I ran out of time and I forgot. So if you look at my shelf, it does.
Forgot.
Yes, I forgot. My shelf looks no different than it did on January 1st, 2025. Like
Yeah.
it looks essentially the same.
Yeah.
But however, I did so I read 80 of those books, and I only read 48 library books. So I did read
Oh,
more from my shelf than I
yeah.
borrowed from the library.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will let you personally know, Rebecca, how many
Okay.
I purchased. That includes purchased, gifted, or received for reviews. I can count those as my physical
Oh,
TBRs too. So those
yeah.
add up, right?
Yes, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you've said because my reading year last year was really wonky, I stopped accepting books from, ARCs and stuff because it
Mhm.
just got to be too much for me, and I only have 2 right now, 2 ARCs to read.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the new
That's very
year.
good. I am proud of my nonfiction titles. I did manage to whittle that down. I think I had about 15
Mhm.
on my shelf at the beginning of last year, and I've gotten that down to about 6.
Oh,
So
excellent,
I'm like,
yeah.
that's actually like that's such that when I've bought new nonfiction books over the last couple months, I end up reading them pretty quickly. So
Oh, good,
yeah,
yeah.
so that's ideally what I want, you
Yeah.
know?
Wow,
Yeah,
you did a great
yeah,
job.
I
Yeah,
did. So
you
that's
really did.
I'm not going to talk about that as a reading goal for 2026 because it's ongoing. Like it's just assume people that I'm doing
Yeah,
it.
it's kinda like my goal is if I buy it, I give myself 1 year to read it and then
Yes.
and to be honest with you, that regular sort of ongoing goal, I had 4 books left at the end of the year and, from 2025, but 2 of them I shifted them, and I wanna read them in 2026 because they were books about Amelia Earhart,
Yeah.
and I wanna read them, and then I wanna go to Purdue University to see her archives, and I wanna read those right before I go to see her archives in Indiana, and then one of them yeah, I just didn't finish, and then another one is about honestly, it's about end of life stuff, and I thought, yeah, it's one of those books where you read a chapter and then you gotta put it away, and
Yeah.
so I just didn't finish that one, but so really, I did really well. I cleared off my list
Yeah.
except for 4 books. Yeah.
No, you always do really well with clearing out your books. It's impressive. Okay.
But can I
Yeah.
just say one thing?
Of course.
Everybody knows, the reality is the reason I can clear that out every year is because I'm such a mood reader that if I buy a book and then I give myself a year, and within that year, if I pick up that book and I'm no longer interested, I'm setting it aside for my little free library because I no longer wanna read it, so
Mhm.
but I bought it, so I
Yeah.
paid and that they earned money and stuff, that's good, but I just lose interest then, so
Yeah.
that's why I try not to buy a lot of books because I know my personality is that if I don't want to read it, then I don't read it.
You're not
So,
going to. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 2026. What are your reading goals for 2026? And I have no idea. We do not discuss these beforehand. We like to surprise each other.
So here's the shocker.
Okay.
I have one.
One.
One. That's it.
Okay.
And the reason I have one is because my year of reading, and again, so my mother was ill the second half of the year, and she did pass away. So my reading year was really wonky. It was caregiving, and plus my brain was pretty fried and everything. So in 2026, I have decided to give myself grace, and my reading just I get to discover how I want to be as a reader. That's really what I want. Whether it's to finish my books that are on my TBR, to read more or less arcs, or I just couldn't even imagine what what kind of reader I wanted to be, or that I want to be going forward, because I have been caregiving for the last 3 years, and I have no idea what it will be like to have time.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. So I may discover little mini goals throughout the year, things that I attach myself to, kind of like, this Juno Black series, you know what I mean? Or not, Juno
Yep.
Black. So I don't know what it will look like. So the one goal that I set for myself, because this has been a goal for a long time, and it'll be somewhat familiar. So I want to read books about other countries, right? And so I've tried this before, sucked at it. But last year, I bought myself a globe, and I'm trying to memorize all the countries in Africa, because whenever people ask somebody about a country in Africa, they really can't even list. Well, I should say it. Americans can't list any of them. And so I'm trying to just recognize what they look like on a map. So I found this amazing blog. And then also, she is on Instagram. And anyway, it is called, whoops, where did my list go? Where did I put it? It is Uwadis Reads, and it's UWADIS Reads. And it's also a .com. So it's a blog, it's Instagram account. And I can't remember the young woman's first name, but she has this amazing, these amazing list of different kind of books, like books by African women and whatever. So what I have are books, Women in Translation, which is in August. That is a thing, Women in Translation, for the month. And I have a list of 17 books that I now have listed. They're in a spreadsheet, of course.
Yep.
And it's the title, the author, the country, and the genre, whether it's short stories, fiction, whatever. And my goal, I'm not even saying how many, but my goal is to read Women in Translation, African women. And I'm really excited about it, because I have to admit, when I was reading the description of the books, they are all unlike anything I've read. So I'm really, really excited about this goal. And I'm going to focus on that, but also discover who I am as a reader who has time to actually read now.
I love that, Rebecca.
Thank you.
A great goal and a great way to start a new year of reading.
Yeah.
I do. I love that.
Yeah. So it's simple. It's going to be simple, and I need simplicity in my life right now.
Yeah.
After 3 years, and actually longer, really kind of 11 years of really caregiving, I just need to decompress, relax, and just accept whatever the universe provides.
Yeah. And focus on yourself.
Yep. 100%. So that's it. One goal. How about you? Yeah.
Well, however, I like to.
I know.
I like to check things off a list, and I like having reading goals even if I don't complete them. They're not there's nothing here that's going to surprise you, really. So my first one, actually 1 and 2, I do like an awards list, because it introduces me to new authors that I may not have picked up or seen otherwise. So my first one, I'm sticking with Carol Shields, still working on 2025, but the Carol Shields Prize, they focus on women and non-binary authors, which
Mhm.
I love. So I really want to continue paying attention to that award going into 2026. So I'm adding
Mhm.
their long list right away. I'm hoping that I've like maybe read a couple of them. That always makes me happy when a list comes out and you're like, okay, at least one. They're like, just give
Yeah.
me one freebie spot. I like that. So that's my fingers crossed for that one.
Yep.
My next goal is also for an award. This is not a new award because I think 2026 for Carol Shields will be the only the fourth year. This next one, Stephen Leacock Medal for Humor, has been
Oh,
around
yeah.
for decades, and I've really paid no attention to it except I'll hear each year who's won up here in Canada. But I've paid no attention until this past year, and it was like a really good. They put out a long list of sorry, that's the world's shortest long list. Uh, a long list of 10 books, short list of 3, which I really like that number as well. And then obviously the winner. And this past year, I loved the long list. I think I've read 4 of them. The winner was one of
Oh.
my favorite books of the year. It was I Hope This Finds You Well by Natalie Sue. Did you read that book? I thought you did. Maybe, no,
Mm-mm.
okay. I think you would really, anyways, because I love my favorite form in otherwise media, like in movies and TV shows. I love comedy, sitcoms because I flipping love to laugh. Like hot
Me
take,
too.
I'm not the only person, but I really, but then I never am really, I don't read humorous books. However, I looked at this long list this year and it was a great because of what I also love about comedy is when you get the comedy and the drama, the sadness, when you get both of it balanced together. Like that's perfect comedy when you get
Yeah.
not just slapstick, but just like humanity and laughter in both. And that's what I found this list to have to the most part. So I'm like, I'm going to pay attention to the Stephen Leacock Medal in
Ooh.
2026. Yeah.
I look forward to that because when I've wanted to read something a little lighter, I've looked at the titles on the Leacock, and
Hmm.
sometimes I think, that doesn't sound that funny," or I think I've read 1 or 2 books off the list, and it's interesting that how they define humor because
Yeah.
I think that's such a because wasn't Jenny's Boy on
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
yeah,
It was on
and
the
that's a
list.
book yeah, and that's a book that people were either loved it or they did not like it
Yeah.
because it was strong content, but it was also very funny,
Yeah.
but not everybody thought it was funny. So that's why I say humor is one of those things
It
where
is.
it is subjective, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be I can't wait to hear what you have to say about those
Yeah.
books.
I'm looking forward to that one. I'm really that. So
Yeah.
what did I say? The long list comes out in April.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that. My third, I loved this one is based on my Helen Humphreys challenge. I really loved going through an author's backlist and becoming a completist. I
Yeah.
don't know, something I really enjoyed it. So I've chosen a new author,
I
and that
figured
is,
that.
yep, Heather O'Neill, Canadian author Heather O'Neill.
Oh.
I've read one, maybe 2 of her books. I don't know what, like, but every time she releases a book, I'm like, that sounds amazing. And I probably even have them, like, I have several of them on my shelf, and I have yet to read them. So,
Yeah.
damn it, I am like going to focus now on Heather O'Neill.
Wow. How many books does she have? Do you
I
know
think
total?
like 7 or 8. I did a quick,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So, which is, and I'm looking at her novels because I think I'd seen that she had a book of essays and also maybe a book of poetry, like from a long time ago. I'm going to focus on her novels. So I
Okay.
think there was
Yeah.
like 7 or 8. So it's a totally doable number too, right? So,
How many Helen Humphrey books did you read?
oh, I think there was at least 15. I can't
Yeah,
think
that's
of
what I
it on
thought.
the top
Okay.
of my head, but it was between fiction and nonfiction. There were
Yeah.
quite a few. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is doable. Okay, good.
Yeah. And my final one is nothing surprising. I'm going to continue with my Agatha Christie.
Yep.
However, I will add that I'm going to read her biography by Lucy Worsley, which
Oh,
I've been meaning to read for the last couple of years. I'm like, this is how I'll shake up that little Agatha Christie challenge is that I'm going to read her biography this year.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's it. Like, I
All
think it's
right.
all doable.
Yeah.
Lots of opportunity for me to like check off and circle in little spots, which I love doing. I color coded my little reading journal.
Yeah. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I have to admit, to me, it seems ambitious,
Oh yeah,
but I am looking forward to, especially the Leacock stuff. I really
yeah,
can't wait to see what you think about those.
yeah. It is ambitious. I think having the 2 awards
Yeah,
long list is a little too ambitious, but it's more, I think, that I just want to throw in both types of, like, it's going to be very different
yeah,
types of writing. And I think I
absolutely.
just want kind of a balance of the more serious literary with like humorous literary,
Yeah.
right? Because in our wrap up that we did, our previous episode, which has just aired prior to this one of our little superlatives was the happiest book you read. And I had trouble finding a happy book.
Yeah.
So, although having said that, I did read the winner of the Leacock book in 2025 and did not put that as my happiest book because there was actually a lot of sadness to it as well. So,
See, that's why I think this is going
yeah.
to be a fascinating journey, because I I just feel like humor is such a hard thing. When I was a
Mm-hmm.
working librarian, reference librarian, people would come in all the time and ask for humor books, right?
Yeah.
And it was so funny because it was really hard to give a solid answer. Like, it's not like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this section has all the humor books in it." You know what I mean? So it was always really hard to find what people were looking for in that
Yeah.
category.
And
Yeah.
humor is so funny. Like you can, what I find funny, I can't give to someone else and be like, you are going to laugh so much at this book, right?
100%. My sister sends me funny TikTok videos, funny to her, that I don't even crack a smile. She sends me, like, people laughing when people are laughing, butt gusting, belly laughing, and then pranks, and I don't think either of those are funny,
Mm.
and I've never told her, and I feel confident saying this on the podcast because I know she doesn't listen to it, but but I've never told her, like, "Stop sending me those videos," because it is true, everybody's humor is different, and that's why I'm so fascinated by your process as you go
Yeah.
through this. Yeah,
Yeah.
cannot wait. Cool.
Okay. That's it. If you listeners have anything, like if you want to please let us know about your reading goals. We would
Absolutely.
love to hear them. Let us know how you did in your 2025 reading goals if you had any. Yeah. Happy reading. 2026. It's a new year. Thank you for joining us on our bookish journey. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing Canada Reads American Style wherever you listen. You can connect with the podcast and Rebecca on Instagram at Canada Reads American Style and with Tara at On a Branch Reads. Until next time, keep reading.